And good afternoon. Welcome to bringing you guys another video. This time here we're talking the art of strategy. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Oh, and this one here has a bonus to it for that. You can get into a giveaway for a fresh tier 8 tank.
I'm gonna have to rain down a godly firestorm on you.
And thank you for viewing this video. If you like the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel by clicking the icon above, and then of course hitting the bell icon to get notifications when the next video drops. So here we go. I don't know what else to tell you, but what this is basically, it's an RTS. Now, I came from Mech Warrior. I've played, even in World of Warships, when the carriers were RTS, you had waypoints. You can set them to do this, you can set them to do that, you can do different things. This is basically just an RTS thing. Now, if you are into RTSs, this will be old hat to you. This will be no big deal. You'll be like, okay, this is just RTS. Some will like it, some won't. It's one of those things where, you have to find your balance inside this if this is a mode you like. Now, I already did the training thing and everything else of that, and basically you have different things that you can put out. Excuse me. These are the vehicles that they have given you to be assigned with you and everything else, so that you can edit your squad, meaning that you can change the vehicles that's in here to different vehicles. Basically, you want additional hit points, you want everything else like that. So I'm going to put in the tanks that I normally play with. So I'm going to switch out that one for the IS-4. I wonder if they actually have the medium that I usually use and everything else like that. Really much, I don't think they will. And the other one I use would be, I won't use the 60 TP. I would use the, well, no, I'm actually going to keep these super heavy tanks and everything else, because again, this mode is not about finesse like that, where it's more about being able to maneuver, being able to outspot and everything else like that. I am going to switch out the, oh, that's not what I wanted to switch out. Let me go back to the one IS. Actually, I'm going to do the IS-7. Here we're going to switch out that for the, you can only have a tank destroyer or a thing. Well, 430U may be good for most people, so that, but I'm actually going to go with damage. That's fine. Light tank, no. What light tank can I use that's small and nimble and has a good range? That would be the Manticore, because again, it's just for spotting. It's not for everything else. Okay, my squad is at it. Now, you can also change out the loadout for your different defenses. Now, you have your flamethrowers, what they have automatically selected. They have the rocket launcher, and they have the pillbox gun turret. I'm actually going to switch out the rockets for the more gunnery. Actually, I'm going to switch out this as well, and I want the watchtower. Now, again, I'm using vision to try to compensate for not being able to play this tank the way individual. Now, you can go in and actually actively play each individual tank. So you'll see. So let's get into the first one. All right, what you're seeing me do right now is actually put out the deployment of actually where my additional forces, your static forces, are going to be. They're in a set area, so you can only put them in certain positions, as you can see by the dots, and they have its own firing range attached to it. So you're just seeing me set up, and now you're seeing me put in where I want all my tanks to be grouped at. You do this to make your life easier, so you'll have a set, where your tanks are. They're grouped. You can separate them out, but I don't recommend it. The way I'm doing it right here is the way I recommend you actually do it. Now again, You have to think about what you're trying to do. It's basically strategy of how the other player is going to play and you're playing against. To me, this is fairly simple. You're using your artillery to do most of the cover and the damage for anybody that's trying to sneak in, and you're using your bulk of the forces to basically pound any stragglers out of the way, so it makes it easy for you to win. So you're seeing right now me positioning my tanks where I want them at, and then from there we'll go on from the rest of the live gameplay. What? I told the rest of them I wanted that way too. Hello?
We've reached the designated position. Yes, Commander?
And I'll take over you. Now note that I'm using the light tank as my scout by itself on one side to see exactly where they're coming from. You're going to see me walking backwards, and again, this is so they can't come from one side. This is where all my artillery pieces are, so anything gets spotted on this side, my artillery can basically handle it. This is a throwaway guy. He's really important, but he's not the main bulk of my force. Warp, what are you doing? Yes, I'm going in backwards. And I just got to stay right here. Two there. Right. Now, if this real RTS, I should be able to do like this and select these guys and move them. But that means I have to get out of this mode, and I don't know what this guy is going to do. He won't stay where I tell him, because he's going to try to attack these guys here. That's the only problem with this, is if I literally leave the mode for a second, he's going to try to fire at them. So I know what three of them are. And again, I wish I can just tell him to stay. And yes. He knows he's spotted. He knows he's got three forces he can't use. But the problem is I can't do anything else. Let's see what happens if I go in and out. No, I don't want to. My gun should be firing at him. They're not. How is that possible? I mean, seriously. And he's controlling that force. I know he is. How do I get out of this mode without making this guy fire? I wish I could, but I know as soon as I go out the mode, he's going to want to fire. Why? Because this is a guy right here he can fire at. He's going to see this guy like, oh, I can fire at him. Yay. See? 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 The minute I did it, he's trying to move. The minute I did it, he tried to move. So you can't play this the way you want to, so that because usually you can have them keep on station. You leave this and they do no commands, no nothing. They sit there and it's not set up that way. So again, if I hadn't popped really fast to stop, I would have been spotted by him, and basically that would have been the end. Now I have to go.
The commander is hit. We can't see what's going on. Leading the target. I don't see the target.
So again, this is the problem with this mode. It's going to try to fire. It's going to try to do something. You can't tell it to no. Oh my God. All right, so now that I can actually do this, I'm going to send a you. Thank you. I know most of their forces are on that side. I'm actually going to use, come here. These forces here, and I'm going to go straight down this way. Because I have 1, 2, 3, 4 guys on this side. I'm going to take my Leo. I'm going to go with those forces. Wow, it feels so slow. What the hell?
Target acquired. Like a hot knife through butter.
Now you got to worry about force or different sets of forces. So get wrecked. I'm actually going this way here so I can flank around and
Target released.
deal with the guy on this side over here. I missed it? Seriously?
We hit one. Great.
Okay, now, ooh,
Penetration. Enemy is hit. Enemy armor is hit. Like a hot knife through butter.
I ain't had to worry about that right now.
Enemy is hit.
And I'm gonna go like this.
Yeah, you're the commander.
Come on.
The enemy is taking our base. We'll take it back. Critical hit. Fighting for our base. Reporting penetration.
All right. Ooh. And
I'm all ears.
you send all my guys.
I'm locked and loaded. Understood. Going to capture.
Okay.
Understood. Going to capture. I think I'm spotted.
Take over this guy again.
The driver's knocked out. Enemy is hit. One of them is down. Reporting penetration.
I know. I'm doing them dirty. I know. This is just too easy.
Enemy is hit. Our track is destroyed. We can't move.
And I just wait here. I just pull back. La 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 la. I don't care. La 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 la. We captured base again for the third time. Base captured. I mean, come on. This mode is entirely too easy. Camp base, use your scouts to go around scout, get your things done, and then after that, basically win. That's it. That's all. Nothing else that you really need to do. It's not a hard mode. It's not a crazy thing you got to do. It's just you just camp base. Camp base, wait for them to come to you, put your scouts in the correct position, and then from there you win. Team score. My guns did all of the damage. My turret this time didn't do much of anything. It's all good. Is if you play RTS, it's easy games. I play RTS. So I'm used to playing, you manipulate, command and conquer. Hey, or right now, Mech Warrior, I forgot what the name of it is. It's one that's a turn-based one and everything else. Hey, you command this group here to go here. You want your flankers to do something there, everything else that you micromanage. This doesn't bother me. I play this all the time. But for the ordinary World of Tanker, they're going to be sitting there like, oh my God, please, no. That's what they're going to be yelling. I did 2 hours of this for you guys. I wanted to show you the ins and outs of this game, to show you how it is. If you played the strategy I've been playing on open maps, it's literally easy mode. What you do is you set up all your artillery, all your stuff on one side of the map with a firing angle basically in that direction. So if anything comes down that line, it gets F'd. You put most of your other tanks on the other side of the map. You need 2 mobile tanks. 2. One light tank that you're going to put in the middle somewhere for you to spot, and one medium tank that you're going to be the spotter for the mobile artillery to hold that side off. So all your big boys are on one side, one guy in the middle again, and one side and the far side. The drawback is this does not have a mode where it says scout only, meaning that if I put a light tank in a certain location, I should be able to click no move scout, meaning can't bush scout. It won't do that. If you leave for a second to look at something else, that guy will start moving and that guy gets spotted and that guy dies. So that's really bad. So literally, if you have a scout tank, you would have to literally take over the scout tank and stay in the scout tank. Now let me show you how I did for the day, so everybody know. Again, easy mode, easy mode, easy mode. You notice all the victories. The only defeat was the first battle, again, because I still didn't have the controls set the way I want to and everything else of that. And it was on Paris. Paris is, ugh. I wish I can block Paris, but unfortunately I can't. And this ignores blocked maps, so you can't block tanks. Cause the last drawer is on mines, is a map that I have blocked. So hold on. So I'm gonna go to this. Both maps that I lost on are both maps that I have excluded. So your excluded maps, your maps that you do are poorly in, your worst maps, or basically bad maps, and the two bad maps in general, you cannot avoid it with this art of strategy mode. That's dumb. That should be, if it's on your excluded map, it should not come up in the rotation for this game mode. Why? Because there's a reason why you have it blocked. That's really dumb. Really is. But thank you guys. Again, short one today. I really wasn't, it's actually not short. It's 2 hours of my normal 3-hour gameplay. So you saw everything about the art of strategy. I'm going to get you guys over to someone else, bless somebody else and everything else of that. But again, art of strategy is for players like me that love modes like this. It's great. But if you are not into RTS, you're going to want to shoot yourself in the head. So you're not going to play it. So majority of the player base is not going to play this mode. Tell you straight up. Thank you guys for being here. This is Warp on the 3 saying warp out and have fun. We'll catch you guys on the next one. And hold on a second for me to